Let me do the roll call. Let's see in the meantime. Lucy turns up. That was not
Next week we're going to have our exams, right?
Yes, next week on Thursday.
Okay.
Unit 5. June. Sí, de hecho sí debe haber June, July. Bueno, es que no me aparece aquí porque Sari me estaba preguntando de cuándo se termina este curso. But it's true, I think it's in September, and I am not really sure. As far as I'm concerned, we still have B2 level. So probably you're going to be here still for next year. However, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. Because otherwise, if we don't have B2 for children, you will have to wait a bit too much for C1 or for B2. And it's a bit much because you are only 12 and 11, and you must be 15 to enroll in your idiomas. So I hope at least we have a B2 level. Pero ahorita no existen B2 level groups, so that's why I'm not sure. Probably you'll be the first B2 group in history. Okay. Well, let's start. Yo soy el grupo más avanzado. Porque hay otro profe que... hay otro profe que está como al mismo nivel, pero acaban de iniciar ellos casi. And we are...
El profesor Fabián.
Yes. Yes, Cepeda's teacher.
Oh, yeah, it's because he was my sister's teacher.
He's... Oh, right. Okay, yes, he's in B1 plus 2, but they are a bit behind us, only a bit. They are in B1 plus. So yes, right now we don't have a B2 group. So I think you'll probably guess that we have B2. You'll probably be the first B2 group here. Incredible, right? Yes.
Luego van a hacer publicidad de la escuela diciendo, oh, sí, hasta los niños están en B2.
Yeah, and that's very good actually, because usually B2 for secondary school, you are upper middle school, and that's incredible. Well, you're primary school, but you're upper primary school, because middle school is secondary school. Entonces, let's start. Miren, ven si hay más B1 plus, pero algunos iniciaron un poquito después. Entonces, todavía no sé si existan B2. Here we are. Secondary. Today's Wednesday. And today we have speaking. So. So page 55 from the student's work. Page 55 from the student's work, and today is speaking activity. So Today is going to be a bit of a relaxing class because we don't have to do much about grammar, we don't have to do much about vocabulary. It's more about practicing and reviewing everything that we've learned so far. All right. And the goal is that today we would be able to talk about health and get advice on health. By the way, I think here in your book, it hasn't been really clear. But I want to clarify something about vocabulary before we continue. Okay, so it's color white. Is it color white? Nice. Okay. Okay, probably you have seen in your book that sometimes the word is written advice with C, and sometimes the word is written advice with S. Okay, when we say advice, is the noun. Advice es como tal consejo. But advice with S is dar consejos. Entonces, advice with S is the verb and advice with C is a noun. Probablemente se lo hayan encontrado que está como diferente en el book, que a veces lo escribe, we say advice, let me give you a piece of advice, and then you can read, shalala shala is advising on this. And when it's a verb, it is with S. When it's a noun, it is with C. Okay, just a quick note before we continue today. Did you know or did you notice this?
Yeah, teacher.
No.
Yes. ¿No lo había notado?
No.
Okay. Sari dijo que sí lo notó en the book. Pues sí, ese es entonces igual. If we didn't notice, ya se los puse. No.
Teacher.
Yes, sorry.
So advice, the noun is consejo, and advice, the verb is dar consejo.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yes, o sea, sí escuché que advice, sí le consejo, pero nunca vi todas estas diferencias de C y S.
It is very important that we differentiate it. Okay. Y creo que luego, pues como que lo pasan.
Muy desapercibido.
Yo al menos when I was learning English, nobody told me so. That's something I simply discovered. And I discovered it because a friend told me, hey, did you notice that sometimes it's with C and sometimes it's with S? And I said, oh, no, let me check why. And then I realized that.
Todos hemos usado actividad writing donde ponemos advice como noun y luego nos sacan mal.
Yes, it happened. It's true. That's true. Okay, well, let's continue. And now, first, before going all to speaking, we are going to listen. We're going to listen a conversation. This is a model conversation of what we are supposed to do at the end of the class, okay? And we have to answer the question, what's the matter with Lily? So, ¿qué es lo que le está pasando? If we ask, hey, what's the matter? Es como preguntar, ¿qué es lo que está mal? ¿Qué le pasó? All right. Well, listen and read along, and then we answer the question. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello, Lily. What seems to be the problem?
I just feel terrible. I've got a headache and a sore throat, and I can't stop coughing.
Have you got any aches and pains?
Yeah, well, a bit. It hurts when I cough.
When did it start?
It started about 3 days ago, and it's just got worse.
Okay, you should take some days off school and go to bed and rest.
I can't rest. I'm in the school play on Saturday.
Well, in that case, you need to get lots of rest and take some aspirin for your temperature, and then I'm sure you'll be a great success in the play.
Thank you, Doctor. I can get you a ticket if you like.
Yes.
What is your
Okay, well, um, this is speaking, so sorry. What was the matter with Lily? What happened to her? Why is she in the doctor?
that she gets like a cold and with temperature, cough and headache, I think. And then she had a play on Saturday, so she can't be at for the day.
Okay, good, excellent. And Isaac, what did the doctor recommend?
Take some days off to school and go back to rest.
Take some days off and get some rest. All right, very good. Let's continue. Now, it says listen again and now answer the questions. What is it? We already did this. All right. Now, my favorite part is the useful language part, because here we learn some phrases about the topic that we are learning. So, for example, here we're trying to translate, but remember, we are not translating it word by word. We're simply looking for ways in which we would express the same that in Spanish, which is not the same as translating. It's actually there's a word, there's a specific word for that. If I remember well, the word was localization, which is basically not translating, but using similar expressions to say
Como
the same
parafrasear.
thing, but, parafrasear algo, pero, o sea, por ejemplo, es que si nosotros traducimos literalmente la de what's the matter, entonces traducido literalmente sería ¿cuál es la cosa? ¿No? ¿O cuál es la importancia? Entonces, como que en español eso no tiene sentido, right? But the actual phrase for translating, hey, what's the matter? Sería como de, ¿cuál es el problema? ¿Qué te pasa? ¿Qué es lo que pasa? Así, right? So we are not translating, we're just looking for similar expressions. Sometimes we are translating. For example, if I say I feel, well, in Spanish, I also say, pues es que siento esto, right? Or it hurts when, es que duele cuando pasa esto, right? But on the other hand, we can't say, my throat hurts. Like, yeah, probably I can. Probably I can do it, but it sounds weird. It's not natural to say that my throat hurts. Usually I say I've got a sore throat, right? Because to say that your throat hurts is a bit worrying, and it's not the same as having a sore throat. Okay, a sore throat is what I always have because allergies. All right. Y, o por ejemplo, esta de why don't you chala, ¿no? ¿Por qué no? No sé por qué no entiendes esto. Entonces no se traducen como literal. Ah, hello, Lucy. How are you today?
Excellent.
Excellent. Very good. Oh, okay. Lucy, today we are working in page 55 from the student's book. Today is speaking, so it's a lucky day for you, Lucy. You're going to practice speaking. So right now we are just trying to find the similar meaning, but in Spanish for these phrases. Okay, let's start with Isaac. When I say I've got or I have, como en español, ¿cómo lo diríamos? How do you say this in Spanish, Isaac? Okay, I've got, I have. Hello. Are you there?
Who, teacher?
Isaac?
Sorry.
Ah, el de in Spanish, how do we say the phrase I've got, I have?
Ah, sorry, eso es chicos de mí. Ok, I forgot. Sería como un medio, algo así.
Puede ser medio. Okay.
O en casos de enfermedades, por decir, contraje, algo así. Por ejemplo, I got a virus.
Ah, okay, that's true. Contraje. And in es the I have, for example.
I have, tengo.
Okay, very good. All right, Sari, it hurts when.
Me duele cuando.
Right. Let's see. When I say I feel.
Me siento.
Me siento. Very good. All right. Okay. And now, for example, Isaac, if the doctor asks you, hey, what's the matter?
¿Qué traes, por ejemplo? ¿O qué pasa?
Ajá, bueno, yes, es que sí se puede decir, así como que traes, qué pasa, cuál es el problema. All right. Okay. Sorry, here in bed, the doctor asks, hey, what seems to be the problem?
Parece ser el problema.
Parece ser el problema. Right? Okay. Let's see, if your doctor asks you, hey, how did it happen?
¿Cómo pasó?
So, all right. Isaac, when did it start?
¿Cuándo empezó?
That's a very, very important question because it is not the same to say that I've been having a stomach ache since last week to say that my stomach ache started this morning, right? Because if there's been a whole week, then it is something to worry about. And if it started this morning, it might be really not that important. Okay, sorry, if the doctor says you ought to or you should.
¿Tú deberías?
Okay, very good. All right. Let's see. If the doctor says you shouldn't, you mustn't.
No deberías.
No deberías y no debes, ¿verdad? También en mustn't. Debes. Right. Isaac, if the doctor says you need to.
¿Necesitas o deberías?
In this case,
No
it's
tanto,
more.
¿no? Necesitas.
Ajá, necesitas, yes. Okay. Sorry, if the doctor says, why don't you?
¿Por qué no?
Justo se llama. ¿Por qué no? All right, very good. And let's see, if the doctor says, have you got?
¿Has tenido?
Ok, ya, sostenido, tienes, tenido. Tienes. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Let's continue. And now we are going to look for these expressions, but in the conversation, and then we're going to tickle the boxes of the phrases that we find. Okay. For example, I'm going to move. Patient. Then the I've got, I have, it hurts when I feel. Here on my screen, you can't see very well, so I recommend you to look it up in your book because you can't see the full conversation here on my screen. So, patient. From these expressions, which ones are in the conversation? Okay, they are good. It's in the conversation. All right, it hurts when. Okay. There's another one. I feel.
Pero lo pusimos al mismo tiempo.
It overlapped indeed. Okay. And now from the doctor's part, this is very, very long. Let me see if I can zoom out. It's really long. A ver. Uy. Bueno, a ver, un poquito más. Could you read like that? Is it okay? I think it's too much. Ni modo, pues le voy a estar moviendo. A ver, de los que se aparecen aquí. What's the matter? What seems to be the problem? Okay. How did it happen? When did it start? A ver, de los que están lower here. Any of them? And you shouldn't. Which other? Only those ones? Remember to
no.
read in your book.
No, era
Okay.
you should. Perdón, eso me equivoqué.
You should instead of you shouldn't. Okay. No more? A ver, vamos a ver.
Oh, ya había otro.
Which one? Show me.
You need to.
You need to. All right, very good. A ver.
You should. También ya tengo.
When did it start? Okay, you should. Bueno, the you should ya lo pusimos.
Ya,
A ver. Mm,
What's the matter?
what's the matter? No, the doctor said something
What
different.
seems to be the problem? Yes.
What seems to be the problem? Actually, it's over here. Okay, and I think that's all. I don't see any more. Okay, let's check. Says you have not completed all the questions, so there must be one we are forgetting about. Read carefully.
Teacher, can you go down, please?
Yes.
It's missing have you got?
Have you got? All right. Okay. All right. No, it says we're still needing some more. All right. Lily. We've got. Well, we have already tickled that one. Yes. There is one more that we need, and it is by the doctor's part. It's already there. A ver. Pues yo no veo tampoco otros. A ver, vamos a ponerle en submit. Yes. It was correct. Okay, and there wasn't any missing one. Probably it was from here. I think it is because we had to record the audio. But I am listening to you, so I don't need, you don't need to record anything. All right. Now we have to match the dialogue 1 to 5 with A to E. In your book, it looks. In your book, it looks like this. So just write the number or the letter next to the sentence that it belongs. Okay, and here we are lately matching like this. All right, let's start now with Lucy. Lucy, I feel a bit dizzy, doctor. What is the matching sentence?
Well, you mustn't drive a taxi home.
Okay, good. All right, and now, sorry, I feel exhausted because I've been revising hard for an exam. Which one makes sense? If I say, I'll try, doctor, It was on Sunday morning. I was running. No, I don't think so. Okay, I think you ought to go for an X-ray. Well, if I feel tired, I don't think I precisely need an X-ray. We are often tired when we don't exercise. Why don't you try doing some at home? Okay, sounds fair.
The last one.
Which one?
The last one.
The last one. Okay, but help me read the full sentence because today is speaking, so we have to speak.
We're often tired when we don't exercise. Why don't you try doing some at home?
Okay, excellent, very good. I know it might seem weird, but this is real. If we stay sitting or only laying all day, we're going to feel tired, especially if we stay sitting in the same position for a very, very long time. You might feel really tired, so you have to do some exercise to feel more energized. Sometimes exercise is good for feeling more energized. If we are a coach potato, we're going to feel tired all day. Okay, and it will be an endless cycle. Isaac, when did the problem start? Isaac, are you there?
Yes, sorry, es que hay un poquito de ruido aquí y de repente no escucho cuando me hablan a mí. Sorry.
All right. Okay.
When
If I
did
when
it start?
did
The problem? It was on Sunday morning when I was running.
excellent.
Sorry, it's because I have tengo como un abaniquito aquí, pero que hace un poquito de ruido, entonces no oigo cuando me hablan.
Right. But turn up your volume. Pay attention.
No, es que lo tengo ahora. Miren.
No, but I mean, don't turn up the volume of your microphone. Turn up the volume of your speaker.
Yes, ya le estuve poniendo a 20.
All right, very good. Let's see. It hurts here and all down my neck and shoulders.
Okay, I think you're for X, right?
An X-ray. Okay, very good. Let's see. Remember, you did well. Just you must pronounce the letters in English, so don't say kiss, say X. All right?
Yes.
Okay. No worries, Lucy. It's fine. Just now, sorry. Can you lift your arm?
Can you lift your arm? I'll try, doctor. That's as good as I can go.
Okay, excellent. Very good. All right. Now let's listen and check. Overall, I want you to pay attention and how to pronounce the words. And then we start with the speaking activity.
5.12. 1.
I feel a bit dizzy, Doctor.
Well, you mustn't drive. Take a taxi home.
2.
I feel exhausted because I've been revising hard for an exam.
We're often tired when we don't exercise. Why don't you try doing some at home?
3.
When did the problem start?
It was on Sunday morning when I was running.
4.
It hurts here and all down my neck and shoulders.
Okay. I think you ought to go for an x-ray.
5.
Can you lift your arm?
I'll try, Doctor. Ouch! Oh, that's as high as I can go.
Now let's go to the speaking part. Okay, in this case, one must be the patient and the other to be the doctor. So we are 3. I'm thinking what to do because one has to participate. Okay, I think one will be pair with me because otherwise one will speak more than the others. And that's not really fair. So, I'm sorry. Let's do something to make pairs. Yes. Here. Okay, Sari. Sari is here. ¿Con quién le toca a Sari? With let's see. Okay. Good. Right. So we go like this. Lucy and Sari, you pair. And Isaac, you pair with me because you cannot make pairs with only the students. All right. Va a tocar a mí también. Va. Entonces, aquí one must be the patient and the other must be the doctor. First, Sari, Lucy, who do you want to? Isaac, do you want to say something? ¿Quieres decir algo, Isaac? Do you want to say something?
No, sorry, se me encendió algo.
Ah, okay. All right. Bueno, meanwhile, sorry, Lucy, who wants to be the doctor? Who wants to be the patient? Should I choose your roles?
Patient?
You want to be the patient?
Yeah.
Okay, very good, Lucy. Nice. Then, Lucy, you are the patient, and Lucy is the doctor. Sorry, and Sari is the doctor. All right, Sari, you are the doctor. And here, Isaac, I will let you choose. Isaac, do you want to be the patient or do you want to be the doctor?
Patient.
Patient too. All right. So I'm going to be the doctor. Va. And in this case, como Isaac has an advantage because Isaac is being paired with me, we are going to start, okay, Isaac? We're going to start the doctor, so I'm going to start asking, and then you should answer, right? Okay. Hello, Isaac. What's the matter?
Well, I hit a nerve in my elbow and it hurts horrible.
Okay, when did it happen?
This morning.
This morning, and is it still hurting?
Yes, a lot. I don't know if I'm going to go.
Okay. Have you got any pain or ache somewhere else?
Any ¿qué? Any story?
Any pain or ache somewhere else?
No, only in my left paw.
Only in your elbow. Okay. You should take some painkillers and also you should take some rest. Then we see how you're feeling after that. Okay?
Okay, doctor. Okay, doctor. Thank you.
Have you got any more questions?
No. Well, only one. It's normal that it hurts a lot. Well, I think it could be because it's in the nerve or because it hurts horrible.
Okay, no, I don't think it's normal if it hurts a lot. So in that case, we should we should take some X-ray.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Take your
all clear.
take your ticket.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you. You understand.
Okay, I'll give you a ticket for your next appointment. Here you go. Here you go. All right. Well, very good, Isaac. Now, sorry, Lucy, it is your turn. Do you need some more time to prepare or you're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so you're ready. You too, Lucy?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, well, sorry, you are the doctor, so you start.
Okay. Let's see, what seems to be the problem? I feel lazy. When did you start feeling sick? I feel starting yesterday. Okay. What do you feel? I feel lazy and with
Hmm?
and a headache.
Agitated?
Agitated. You should take a rest, and if it becomes bigger, and you must come with me again.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. By the way, quick note, before when we want to say, for example, si empeora, we can say if it worsens. Okay. Para decir que si empeora el problema, sería worsens. All right, let's see. Have you got any questions for your doctor?
I'm going to take some pills. But you don't have to take some pills unless you feel so bad.
Okay. Nice. Yes, let's see, or correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Okay, pretty good. Excellent. Now, I'm going to delete this. También. ¿Lo puedo quitar este? Yes?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Oh, okay, very good. Um, we've still got some time. Now, you can close your book. We're going to start working in our workbook, but that one is digital. Before we start working with the workbook, have you got any questions?
No.
Not sure.
No. Okay, very good.
Igual para el 2030 ya no hay libros físicos.
We're probably
When we were on Skyrocket, they were the practice book that it could be like the workbook of now. It was physical and now it's digital.
yeah, it's true. But I hope no, because I really like physical books.
Yeah.
I mean, they are really fun. And I can underline important things on it. I mean, I can also do it on a digital. I also struggle with because it's a digital book, but I still have to say in a digital book because it is still a book. But I really like physical books a lot.
Yeah, me too. I prefer.
And also something I really don't like about digital books like ebooks and all of that is that, for example, you buy an edition and if that edition is updated, you want access to the first edition that you bought. You have to read the new edition. And I really don't like it. Okay. Here. Complete the dialogue with the words in the box. Or should pain start and out? It's the same as a conversation between a patient and a doctor. All right. The first one is already answered. Hey, good morning, Joe. What's the matter? Okay. And I'm sorry. Something's wrong with my legs. Read and complete.
Something's wrong with my legs. They hurt when I walk.
Very good. Isaac.
Okay. When did it start?
Excellent. Yeah, well, on Sunday morning, it was really difficult to get out of bed. So 3 days ago.
Weekend.
Yes, it's true. And are they getting any better? Let's see.
A bit better when I go in my clinics.
Okay, very good. In this case, let's see this word. Como si no existiera la K. My niece.
Yes.
Repeat the word. My niece.
In my knees.
Excellent, very good. Okay, and did you do anything unusual on Saturday? My friends and I went for a long bike ride, about 50 miles. Oh, do you cycle often? Not really. I don't use my bike very often. Sorry.
Well, that's the problem. Do you relax in a warm bath? Well, that's the problem. You should relax in a warm bath and then put some ice on your knees. I'm sure you'll feel better in a couple of days.
Excellent. Okay, thanks, Dr. Isaac. The last part.
You ought to practice more before you do next long bike ride. I will
Okay, okay, excellent. Has it ever happened to you that you do a lot of exercise and the next day everything hurts?
Yes, it happened to me. Well, recently no, but when I go to the taekwondo, sometimes that we do combat, a veces que hacemos combate, we at the next day it hurt me all the body.
Okay, but I think that's different because in combat you receive like punches and kicks,
No,
right?
tipo, no duelen, o sea, sí se siente, pero no duelen. Pero sí, uno se cansa bastante. Pues.
Ah, okay. Because if you receive kicks and hits, that's a reason for it to hurt. But sometimes,
Yes.
I know, but sometimes when you don't usually do exercise and the next day, someday you simply decide to do a lot of exercise, you're going to wake up with body ache. Body ache es tu dolor de cuerpo, right? Okay. Well, will be the last activity. Let's just listen to this audio, and then we have to order the phrases. 1, 2, 3, go.
5.9.
Hello, Melissa. What seems to be the problem?
I feel really strange.
Okay. Tell me a bit more.
Well, I feel fine when I sit down, but when I try to stand up, I get dizzy and feel sick.
When did it start?
4 or 5 days ago. I've got a cold, but I don't usually feel like this when I have a cold.
Have you got any pain in your ears?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, I'll just have a look. Yes, I think I know what the problem is. I'm going to give you some tablets. Take 2 a day after breakfast and after dinner, and you mustn't stop taking them until they're all finished. And you ought to stay at home today.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
All right, let's start with the C. After what seems to be the problem, what happened?
I got
Okay, entonces se queda así. That one goes like that.
this.
Okay, Isaac, and then
When did it start?
start. Okay, so
No,
just
well,
like that.
No, yo que I feel. Es que los dejo al principio.
After I've got this, I feel.
No, I think
Or
yes, así.
okay, good. Sorry. And then what happened?
Okay.
Which one? Could you repeat?
And that.
I've got, okay, and then Lucy.
Have you got?
All right, and then Isaac. Okay, and finally, Sari.
Yeah, after.
All right, it's a bit late, so I can't reproduce the audio again, but let's just submit. I think there are some mistakes. No, it's not. Actually, you were right. Okay, good. You've got better memory than I do. Okay, excellent. Very good. Well, that's all for today. See you tomorrow. And remember, as always, next week, our exam is on Thursday. Se lo repito mucho